Okay, new project. This is my aunt's PC that I completely gutted. It was running Windows 7, and we're going to be upgrading it to Windows 10. Windows 11 is out, but we're just going to stick with 10 for now. I already gutted it of all the weird little cards. I think this is a SATA expansion card. Don't need a lot of these anymore. Here's the old fans. This is some old crusty fans. Some of these were so bad that the bearings were worn out. Old motherboard. Surprisingly good condition. I think she kept really good care of it. Here are the new parts. It's going to be Ryzen 7, 4060 GPU. It's only about $1,200 budget here, so not crazy, but good mid-range. We're doing Noctua instead of liquid cooling. We're just doing the heat pipe stuff. 4 terabyte Crucial P3. I think about 32 gigs of RAM, yeah. 850 watt PSU. And the motherboard is a B550 plus Wi-Fi 2, so it's going to have Wi-Fi built in. This PC case has sentimental value, so we're going to be reusing it. I don't know if all the front panel things are compatible. There's a lot of individual pins here, which is great because I can just plug them into the new motherboard. I need to figure out if this switch here, which is for fan control, which requires a 3-pin connection, is going to be able to take that on the new motherboard, as I haven't built a computer in a while. There's going to be a fan in the front and 2 fans over here on the back and the top. I'm going to keep these 2 DVD read and write drives. I'm not going to put anything else there, so I think it's fine. This one's a bit older with connections that won't really work with anything, so I'm going to get rid of this. All right, I've disassembled more of the computer, and I think I want to do something about this. I can get a replacement for some of these cables for this front panel here. It just has a little flap that opens up. It's really convenient for headphones and USB access, but these are USB 2. There's no USB-C. Headphone and microphone is fine, but there's FireWire, which is kind of a waste of space. I wouldn't be able to use it. So I think I'm going to redesign this and have USB 3, Type A, C, headphones, and that's it. So I'm going to do some design work to create that. On the inside of the case here, there's a big empty space here. I don't want to block it with a bunch of case covers, because straight through there is going to be the airflow for the processor. So I'm going to buy some perforated aluminum and then bend it to fit into the space here, because I can't find any of these Lian Li covers anymore, except from eBay. But they're not perforated, so I think it'll kind of match this grate down here for this lower fan. And then this space here is a floppy drive, but I'm gonna put in an SD card reader, so it's a bit more useful. And that will use the USB 2 headers on the motherboard, since the ones up here will be using the USB 3 header. Some more parts showed up. Got the USB 3 A and C plugs here. That'll go right on the motherboard. Some nice red thumb screws. That's going to be her favorite color. Blanks, some fans. And then I saw this. This is the SD card reader that I got. And let me just go ahead and show you. So this is from Sabrent. It does not marked at all on here that it's from Sabrent, but the box it came in is. And there's no screws or anything. It just pops right open. And it's just kind of dangling here in the breeze. No cable relief at all. It's hard to believe this is from Sabrent. And there's like these LEDs on the indicators on the front. They're right next to each other. Like smallest tweak and they're going to be touching. And you're going to be getting both LEDs lighting up, assuming the polarities are around correctly. So I'm probably going to do some kind of cable relief, strain relief on here, just in case. And then maybe some capped on tape on the side so this lid does not pop off. But it's kind of hard to believe that this is from Sabrent. I'd like to see some kind of branding on here or product ID. This is very unmarked. All right, I received this piece of aluminum. It has perforations in it. And what I'm going to do is put it right here above these drives. It's going to stick something like this. But I need to bend it in a few different directions to make it safe and look good. So let me do that real quick. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the processor and graphics card in. After this, I can fire up the machine and see if all the fans are working. Here are the 3D printed parts that I made for holding the microphone, speaker, and USB 3 Type A and C plugs. So these are going to be, this is going to be the adapter for the top of the case. This is a cap part, so I'll put some bolts through here, and it's going to attach onto here to capture those plugs, and it's going to sit like this. I have some brass inserts here, and these are going to be hot melted into it, so it has a secure way of holding itself in place. That's also how I'm going to hold the this cap on. These are designed to fit the pieces precisely, so this is going to fit up into here, and this will fit into here, so that there's no like wiggle or issues there. This part with the for the headphones and microphone, I'm gonna once I put it in there, I'm gonna glue it with some hot glue just to kind of keep it from moving around. It is kind of a weird situation. It was previously hot glued in a massive unit that the case had originally, so it's designed for that. But I'm going to take a page out of that book and sort of hot glue it in here so it doesn't have any stress when you're plugging, unplugging. It doesn't move around. It doesn't try to pull out of the front of the case. So I'll put some hot glue in there. But first I'm going to get these brass inserts in place. Brass inserts are in place. I submerge them about 1 millimeter below the top surface. That way when it's clamping on something, it doesn't bear on the brass insert. It's pulling the plastic together, but it's a minor detail. So now I should be able to put these bolts through here and bolt them in place. Here's the front panel that came with the PC. So this is where the flap opens and closes. And I'm going to cut out this middle piece here because I had to make room for the extra wide plug that I have. So this one here. So I'm going to remove this center piece. I have these little protrusions that are going to sort of fill in that gap. So it'll look very intentional. The audio plugs are in the same spot, and then the FireWire plug is replaced with the USB-C. So I have another sort of bump out here, and it all fits pretty well. All right, there's the USB-C plug. It fits in there well. It's a very tight fit, but that's sort of the intention, so that it doesn't move around at all. There's a little bit of finessing I got to do with the X-Acto blade because this is a 3D printed part, so it's not perfect. All right, and here is the finished product. So it's got the original flap, some USB 3s, and the audio. Okay, small issue. I'm going to have to redesign this part because while the audio jacks do fit, I realized that the TRS jacks don't have the sense pin. I thought this was HD audio, like standard HD audio, but it might be 97, the 97 standard, because while there are sense pins of some kind in the jack, this is inside of those barrel jacks, it doesn't bridge the sense pin connections like HD audio does. So these are some actual front panel audio, HD audio sense pin compatible jacks. And if I line them up here and I take the panel, this front panel, I can get them through the hole here like this with just enough room in between, so I can solder the connections from the HD audio plugs directly to that, and then redesign this to fit that. So let me go redesign that and I'll get back to you. Here are the cables sort of mocked up with the wiring according to this diagram that I sketched out. So I'm going to give it a test, and if it works, I'll install it in the new housing. Okay, now it works and it's all done. So now I have HD audio that is current to today's technology, and I have a little guide here because, you know, sometimes they're not labeled. So headphone, microphone. And this completes the build. I'm ready to send this back to my aunt.